Welcome to Tiger English Academy, where perfect practice makes perfect. Today, we're going to have a conversation between a teacher and her students about past perfect. Stay tuned. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's English lesson. Today, we're going to talk about the past simple and past perfect. Excuse me, teacher, what are the past simple and past perfect? Great question. The past simple is the tense used to talk about completed actions in the past. The past perfect is a tense used to talk about completed actions before another action in the past. Can you give an example, teacher? Sure. For example, I ate breakfast is in the past simple because the action of eating breakfast is completed. I had already eaten breakfast when I arrived at work is in the past perfect because the action of eating breakfast happened before the action of arriving at work. Is it always necessary to use the past perfect when we have two past actions? No, it's not always necessary. We use the past perfect to show that one action was completed before another action in the past, but it's not always required. Could you give another example, please, teacher? Sure. I went to the movies is in the past simple because the action of going to the movies is complete. I had already seen the movie before I went to the cinema is in the past perfect because the action of seeing the movie happened before the action of going to the cinema. I'm a little confused, teacher. When do we use the past simple and when do we use the past perfect? Good question. We use the past simple to talk about finished actions in the past. We use the past perfect to talk about an action completed before another action in the past. Can we use the past perfect for a single action in the past? Yes, we can. For example, I had never been to New York before last year is in the past perfect, even though there's only one action. What's the structure of the past simple and past perfect, teacher? The past simple is formed by adding ed to the base form of the verb for regular verbs and using the second form of the verb for irregular verbs. The past perfect is formed by using the auxiliary verb had followed by the past participle of the main verb. Can we use contractions on the past perfect, teacher? Yes, we can. I'd already eaten breakfast is a contraction of I had already eaten breakfast. Can we use the past simple and past perfect in the same sentence, teacher? Yes, we can. For example, I had finished my homework before my mom arrived home. How do we form questions in the past simple and past perfect, teacher? In the past simple, we use the auxiliary verb did, followed by the base form of the verb. And in the past perfect, we use the auxiliary verb had, followed by past participle of the main verb. For example, did you eat breakfast? And had you already eaten breakfast? Can we use the past simple and the past perfect in negative sentences, teacher? Yes, we can. For example, I had not seen the movie before I went to the cinema, and I did not go to the movies last night. Can we use the past simple and the past perfect for future events, teacher? No, we can't. The past simple and past perfect are used to talk about the completed actions in the past exclusively. For future events, we will use future tense. Can you give us some more examples of when to use the past perfect? Sure. For example, I had finished my work before I went to bed. Or, by the time we arrived, they had already left. In both of these cases, the past perfect is used to show that an action was completed before another action in the past. What about irregular verbs, teacher? How do we use past perfect with them? Good question. With irregular verbs, the past participle is different from the base form of the verb, so we have to memorize the different forms. For example, the past participle of the irregular verb eat is eaten. So, we would say I had already eaten breakfast instead of I had already ate breakfast. Can you give us some more examples of irregular verbs in the past perfect, teacher? Absolutely. I had forgotten my keys. Forget, forgot, forgotten. She had broken the vase. Break, broke, broken. He had spoken to the manager. Speak, spoke, spoken. I think I understand the difference between the past simple and past perfect now, teacher. Thank you for the explanation. You're welcome. Don't hesitate to ask me any questions if you have any more doubt. How about adverbs of the time, teacher? How do we use them with the past simple and past perfect? Good question. With the past simple, we use adverbs of time to show when an action happened. For example, I went to the movies yesterday. With the past perfect, we can use adverbs of time to show when an action was completed before another action in the past. For example, I had already eaten breakfast before I went to work this morning. Can you give us some more examples of adverbs of time with the past simple and past perfect, teacher? I walked to the store last night. Past simple with adverb of time. I had finished my work by 5 p.m. Past perfect with adverb of time. How do we use the past perfect with just, teacher? Good question. With the past perfect, we use just to show that an action was completed, very recently with another action in the past. For example, I had just finished my dinner when the phone rang. How about already, teacher? How do we use it with the past perfect? With the past perfect, we use already to show that an action was completed before another action in the past. For example, I had already cleaned the house before my friends arrived. Can we use past simple and the past perfect in the same sentence, teacher? Yes. For example, I had finished my work before my coworker arrived, but we still had some things to do together. I still have some doubts of irregular verbs. Can you give us some more examples? I had eaten breakfast before I left the house. Eat, ate, and eaten. She had gone to bed before the movie ended. Go, went, gone. He had written the report before the deadline. Write, wrote, written. How do we use the past perfect with never, teacher? With the past perfect, we use never to show that an action was not completed before another action in the past. That's enough for today, class. Make sure to practice everything I've taught you. All right. Thank you, teacher. We hope you enjoyed our conversation today. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Have a good one.